hunt hungry.
Before we get too far down that rabbit hole, how did this start? Like a little bit, I know you said y'all got some stuff coming out, but your brief overview of what started SHOT.
I can give you. So it's funny because it never intended to be this big. It was some buddies that went and shot tack, and when we got done, we're like, man, that only happens in Oklahoma one time. We need to do something. So we started with about 15 crappy targets in Jeremy's backyard. And I'm talking, like, I brought over I got it sitting out here just for a reminder of like where I came from. It's an old Glendale buck that's just shot up it was shot up when I brought it over there. But we had those little woodland moose, Reinhardts, a bunch of little smaller targets, and we just a bunch of buddies out there bragging rights and beer money. And that next thing you know, we had 20 targets, and then their buddies started bringing buddies, and turned into, we started, let's promote a jackpot on Facebook. And we came up with the name Odd Vein Out because we wanted to be different. Our pay, we made it real simple. We paid one place, and we paid for an open class, a bow hunter class, and a youth and a women's. Like, that was it. And you could win Saturday and you could win Sunday, separate payouts. And we didn't give no open lanes. It was shooting over limbs, shooting under stuff, hiding. Like, it was typical what you see on some of the shot courses now. And that's kind of how it all started out. And that 15, 20 friends turned into, 80 to 100 people every other weekend showing up to the house. And we were like, well, let's call old Timbo up from the Rogue Archer and see what he's got going, and see if he wants to throw some of his targets in, and let's have 2 courses. At the end of the year, bring a food truck in, and let's just make this like a customer appreciation shoot. And and next thing you know, he called Kevin, and Kevin threw his targets in, and next thing you know, we got five courses, and we're like, holy crap! So we kind of scrambled, and with some pretty cool sponsors like Buckhorn Archery, Ross and them down there, threw in a bow that we did for a giveaway, all a bunch of other prizes, arrows. With about a month and a half of planning, maybe a month, we popped 300 people for our first event in August of 2023 in Hugo at the state park there.
So this was about 3 years ago, is that right?
Yeah. So we just finished up our second full season, and then our inaugural event was August of 23. So yeah, it was like we saw the people show up, and we heard all the people saying how awesome it was, and it was the hottest weekend in Oklahoma that year. Oh my God. Like, I about stroked out. Candace, Jeremy's sister, was helping us. She had to take her to the hospital. Like,
oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but Nick Dalwa from Unbound Archery was our first course sponsor. Then we had Buckhorn, of course, Bill Sporting Goods, Heritage, Landco, and Antlers Motorsports. That was our first course sponsors that year. And of course, most of those guys we still work with. So
yeah, no, that's cool. That y'all and y'all come a long way since then. It sounds like. I mean, I wasn't there for that, but it sounds like. But even that, it still feels kind of like that, like group of buddies in the backyard hanging out. Like, that's the vibe you get from
100%.
the what do you call your little shop base area? Yeah, base camp. Yeah, whatever that is. You still get that vibe because, like, you're out there working all day long. As an owner, you're working, Jeremy's running people here and there, Tim's doing stuff. Like, y'all aren't just up, smoking cigars while, kick back making money or something. Like, y'all are out working and around the people, and that's awesome. And
yeah, that's one thing though that we talked about when we started this is, so tomorrow we're going to do a shot podcast with me, Jeremy, and Tim, and we're going to do an origin story. So you guys tune in for that. But one of the things that really got us was I had a pretty cool interaction with John Dudley and my son, who was about 4 at the time, three or 4. John just picked up Cannon right in the middle of a conversation, carried him around like he was his own kid.
That's cool.
If you've ever met John Dudley, he is literally that guy.
He's a good dude. Yeah.
Honestly. And that was the biggest thing I carried away from TAC was those interactions that I had with him. Not anything against anybody, but like, we're a little more personable. Now, what allows us to do that is we don't have 2,000 people sitting there at base camp either. I think we had between 700 and 800 people at Tulsa. that last one we had. So we're getting there, but we don't ever plan on changing that personal feeling either, because that is the one thing that keeps us going, is being able to make it feel like, hey, when you're there, it's only me and you talking when you're shooting at Buffalo 106, even though there's a line of 20 people. I'm going to call those shots for you. That's another thing that I think we do a lot. I'm trying to get people in there. I'm walking them in. At TAC, you're just shooting and you go down and check them. If you're in, you're in, you're out, you're out. I genuinely want to see people get entry. We're giving it away. I mean, it doesn't matter how many entries to me. I know some other people are like, hey, quit welcoming people in. but I mean, honestly though, if I got a guy that's like, hey, I've only got a 60-yard max on my pins, well, shoot, man, I bet we can get you there. Let's try it. And seeing those guys that have never shot 106 yards get in there, that's a win for me.